Hi guys, I'm David and welcome to Home by Nico. Today we'll be doing the vegetarian box of the Hebrides. To start the meal, what we're going to do is we're going to get the Wellington in first. That takes 30 minutes. We'll get that in at 180 to 190 degrees and that will start to cook. Inside is a piece of beetroot. It's not just any beetroot, it's not just raw beetroot put inside some pastry. We've treated the beetroot, we've cooked it for about 3-4 hours in a really intense broth and it tastes fantastic and the colour is intense as well. We'll get that into the oven first. Around the beetroot, we have wrapped some vegetarian haggis, celebrating everything that is Scotland. There's your attractive Wellington parcel. You don't need to do anything else to it. It's already been brushed with egg yolks. We're going to bake that for about half an hour. Keep an eye on it because every oven is different. Because we're not dealing with meat, we're not trying to cook it to a certain point. Between 25 and 35 minutes will be fine because there is a bit of leeway there. We're going to get our sides in the oven as well at the same time. These are Jerusalem artichokes. Jerusalem artichokes are incredibly underrated. They're fantastic, they really are. They're also, in America, they're called sunchokes. Okay, we're going to place them onto our tray. Lovely, lovely, lovely. These are also served with those lovely crispy walnuts and a nice sauce there. I'll leave the walnuts and put them on after, okay? Artichokes in the oven alongside the Wellington. We have a fantastic potato salad. Everything that we do is done with care and attention and a lot of love behind it. So these potatoes have been dressed with swede. The swede is integral to the Scottish Isles. And we have spring onions also known as cybes in Scotland, or scallions if you're from further afield. The potatoes, they go in the oven as well. They go in for about maybe 10 minutes. We have our vegetables in the oven. We have our beetroot Wellington in the oven. Now let's get started on the potato terrine. So we have a pan here that's on. I've got this to about a medium to high heat. Fire a little bit of oil in. This lovely pan is non-stick, so I didn't really need the oil, but it's just in case everyone else's pans are slightly different. So we take a potato and smoked Stornoway cheddar terrine. And here you have 2 pieces. I'll be cooking 1, but you have 2, okay? So you see the layers of the potato that have been cooked slowly and the fantastic Stornoway smoked cheddar, okay? We're going to place this straight into the pan. Try and resist the temptation to move it around. We're not trying to toss this around. As that heats up, the starches will start to change and it'll become a little bit more fragile. In its current state, it's quite solid, but as it warms up, it'll start to loosen. So just be careful. We want a nice golden colour on every side. And I'll be using a little lifter to turn it. Also within here, we have our celeriac spaghetti. I'm going to empty this out and place this onto our plate already. So I'm going to transfer the celeriac spaghetti just into a little bowl, just for a little chef's tip. I've got a little pair of tweezers here. I don't use these for my eyebrows, as you can tell. I'm going to place this into the spaghetti and turn it round, just like normal spaghetti. The celeriac twirls round, and when you place it onto the plate, it gives a bit of height, okay? Okay, just spinning round and round. If you don't have tweezers, you can use a fork. I find it a lot easier to use these though, okay? Just straight onto your plate. Making it look a little bit more attractive, a little bit more chefy. Staying on the starter, when you pan fry everything, not everything has to stay at the same high temperature. Lower the temperature, this will continue to cook. So I'm going to lift this up just so you can see the colour. See the colour there? Okay, it's starting to caramelise. I'm going to take it a wee bit further, but I don't have to do that quickly, okay? I'm doing that quite slowly. We have plenty of time, taking things nice and easy, okay? Staying on the starter, we have that fantastic black garlic emulsion that we mentioned earlier on. We're going to spoon onto the plate. Now you can spin it in any way, but we're going to add a little chefy touch with a flat palette knife and just smear it across the plate. After you spread the sauce onto the plate, give that a wipe, leave it to the side. We're still continuing to colour each side of this potato terrine. Crispier the better, my idea. It's almost like a square potato scone with cheese in it. Can't be anything better. So I'll remove this from the pan, just onto a little tray. What I'm going to do with some of the sauce, we're going to spread it on top of the terrine. Black garlic also acts as a seasoning and a bit of glue, if you understand what I mean. We'll take this fantastic potato airbag, as it's actually called, and we'll tap it on top, okay? Covering the potato. The reason we do that with the crispy potato is for texture. We have the crispy potato on top, we have the intensely garlicky, salty, sweet puree underneath, and the smoked cheddar potato terrine. So it's got 3 different layers of texture and flavour. So that in itself is fantastic. That there is lovely. So I'm going to place this onto the plate now. And there. So we have our starter done already. We are going to move on to start getting ready for our main course. So place your pan onto a medium heat. I'll be adding the mustard sauce into this. When I say a medium heat, I mean the medium setting on your stovetop, be it gas or be it electricity, okay? So mustard sauce straight into the pan. This mustard sauce is intense. It's got 2 different types of mustard in it. It cuts through the Wellington very, very well. Okay, good, good, good. The mustard sauce is on warming through. The starter is done. We are in a very good place. I'm going to finish off the cheese because I like the cheese to come to room temperature when we serve it. The onion and tamarind relish. We're going to just serve a little spoon of that. No need to be too fancy with this. When we're serving chutney, I like to see every element in the chutney. In there we've got golden raisins, we've got swede, we've got tamarind, we've got some really nice ingredients. So we take our Lock-Arthur cheddar. This cheese is fantastic. Lots of salt, lots of little crystals in it. So we place our cheese, this vegetarian cheese, we place it onto our serving plate just beside the chutney, and we'll have our crackers and we'll serve that with it as well. I mean, come on, we're nearly there. When the mustard sauce starts to warm through, now you can see the steam coming off that, I'm just going to turn this right down, low as possible, as my stove will go. When you see your mustard sauce, you don't want to scald it. You don't want to catch it at the bottom or else you ruin the sauce. So as soon as I see the steam coming from the sauce, I'll give it a little mix and I'll turn the heat right down. So that's warm and that'll be ready for us to go serving the main course. For the serving dishes, I have an aioli here. Aioli is essentially a garlic mayonnaise. And we blend the garlic into the mayonnaise and that'll be ready and I'll be serving that with the potatoes. So the vegetables are ready. Out come the fantastic artichokes and the wonderful, the equally fantastic potato. We're going to be placing them in this bowl. Stack up the potatoes, nice bit of colour, lovely and toasty. That'll warm your cockles during the winter months. When piling in a bowl, I like to give it a bit of height, okay? That'll make it more appealing and have everyone look at all the ingredients that are in it. This dish here, we're going to serve this with the aioli. Just little scoops here and there. Spoon that on top and let that warm through. Potatoes are done. Moving on now to the artichokes. Stack the artichokes in a bowl. We've kept the skin on them. They're fantastic. They've been steamed and roasted. The flavour is really nutty. It's the only way I can describe it, like a nutty vegetable. If you've never had artichokes before, this is a great way to try them. Okay, so you just finish this off with the nice crispy walnuts if you've managed to refrain from eating them beforehand. Okay, artichokes are done. The Wellington is ready. You can see the golden colour there. And we know that it's hot. It's been in the oven for the 30 minutes. So use a little palette knife of the tray, lift it onto your chopping board, okay? When cutting pastry, I like to use a serrated knife. A serrated knife means it's got lots of little teeth cut through the pastry and the beetroot at the same time. Carve into the middle and I'll present it pleasantly, okay? The beetroot and the pastry right down the middle, exposing the lovely soft cooked beetroot, the vegetarian haggis and the pastry, the nice crisp flaky pastry, okay? Place there onto your serving plate. Fantastic. Serve your sauce. It's been sitting there nice and warm in your sauce jug to be poured over at the table. And there you go. And lastly, we have our Tipsy Laird. I'm assuming Tipsy Laird refers to the amount of whiskey that we've put inside it. This is layers of whiskey, sea buckthorn. Now sea buckthorn is an incredible berry that grows on the coast of Scotland. It's vibrant orange, and if you ate it raw, it would taste a bit funky, a bit too much. But mixed with a little bit of sugar and served in this dessert, it's really worth the while. We're going to serve that simply straight out of the tub, garnished on top with nice candied almonds and some candied ginger. So this is our Hebridean vegetarian box. Enjoy.